You know, I have watched a lot of anime and played a lot of video game in my life. I mean, I even read the entire comic run before. But if there is something that I never really did before, was being a PC gamer. I mean, yes, I played Flash game, everyone did at one point. But that's it. Well, almost. I played some game on PC, but I never owned a high-end PC or really had the urge to play a PC exclusive before. I mean, I never even played League of Legends until 2 or 3 years ago, and not a whole lot of it, mind you. But even then, I never really became a PC gamer per se. Instead, I stuck to console. So when I say I played more game than I can count in my life, trust me. But also know I never played Dota, not even once. I mean, MOBA was never my favorite game genre, and the fact that I need to play it on PC just made it less appealing for me to try. So I never planned to get into anything Dota. That is until the Dota animated show came out. When Dota's Dragon's Blood came out. My first introduction to the world of Dota. So yeah, it's safe to say I didn't get any of the reference in there and came into it completely blind. But still, who knew that the thing that would introduce me to that game would be a Netflix animated show? That must be how the fan of the Castlevania show feel. Speaking of Castlevania, Dragon's Blood features a similar dark without being too edgy tone, while being story driven vibe that I really liked. And it's animated by the people who did the animation for The Legend of Korra. So yeah, production quality wise it was great. As for a quick summary, well, in it you follow primarily a dragon knight that kills dragon until something goes wrong and is possessed by one. He then go into an adventure with a fallen princess wanting redemption, while the conflict between the elf and those guys, who I forgot the faction name, is growing, which was cool even if my explanation was kinda garbage, honestly. You had the guy that turned into a dragon, pretty cool fight scene, and a pretty interesting cast even if a little cliche, like the main character that just feel like a Guts clone to me, but still pretty cool. I would say I think that the thing that impressed me the most was the way the show doesn't go about portraying the cast as good versus evil, except the demon, that demon. But still, even the dragon that ate human, that are shown killing a lot of them, are not portrayed as entirely bad, as they are still portrayed as animals that need to eat, and human as actively killing them, even if the human are killing the dragon because dragon ate human. And yeah, I would kill them dragon too. But yeah, making both not objectively good or bad, or even the elf that are portrayed as good at the start, or later portrayed as, let's say, not all good. In short, I like how some characters, even those with good intention, are sometimes forced to do a lot of things that would normally be considered evil to achieve their goal. I will try not to spoil too much, as I would watch it if I were you, in all honesty. This way of making the character not all good or bad kinda surprised me for a MOBA based story. So yeah, in short, it was a pretty good show overall, but did it make me want to play the game though? Well, yes and no, as yeah, if I would be to play it in the future, I would have an incentive to pick some character other than for their moveset, as some of them are really cool in the show, but at the same time it's not something that will make me want to play a MOBA more than I previously had, as it is still a MOBA. Take Castlevania for example. The show is really good and I like the game they are based on. I mean, I have not played all of them, there is a ton of Castlevania game, but still I like the one that I played. But I have a friend who really liked the show almost as much as me, but is not interested in the game they are based on. He doesn't really like that type of game, you see, even going as far as telling me while we were watching the show they should make an MMORPG about that, because that's the type of game he wants to play, and never bothering to even try the game. Which, I mean, what can you do? He doesn't like the kind of game Castlevania is generally, so I mean, no matter how good the show gets, it won't make him want to play the game. In this manner, I don't think Dota's Dragon's Blood falter in any way, as I think that no matter how good the show is, it won't be able to convince someone to try something he has no interest in doing in the first place, but only to give someone a little more incentive in doing so, if he was already planning to do so at one point in the future. Like take superhero movie. I mean, they are insanely popular, but how many of the MCU fans have actually got out of their way to read a comic or even a comic run? Well, not the majority for sure, and the reason is not for a lack of interest in the character or because there are no good superhero movie, but because they are not interested in comic in general. There is nothing any good movie can really change about that. Yeah, some people can actually get interested in the comic after watching a good movie based on it, but a lot of people don't really care about that. So it's not that I hate MOBA, but only that it's not a genre of game that I am hyper interested in. As of now, I am okay only playing Smite in this type of game, mainly as it is on console, but who knows, I am not against playing it in the future either. Maybe next season I will be so hyped that it will make me want to try it more, who knows. As for the people who are already fan of the game, I also can't really point out any Easter egg for you, as like I said, it's my first introduction to Dota and I never played the game before, but I can tell you, even on its own it's pretty good and you should watch it. So a fan of the game should like it even more, I think. In the end, I quite like the first season of that show. It's pretty good story-wise, has good animation, and is pretty short, meaning it's easy to watch it all in one sitting on a day off. Is it perfect? No, but it doesn't have to be. The only drawback I think to the show is that it ends on a cliffhanger, so if that is a turn-off, you may want to wait for the next season, even if it's still pretty good as it is. Think how the first season of Castlevania ended as a comparison. But other than that, go watch the show, it's good. So yeah, that's all for today, so don't forget to like the video and to subscribe if you like what you saw and to want more video like those. Thanks for watching, guys.